Hello friends, welcome back to further discussion with related to the motivation. More or less we have almost started with discussing about the motivation. Then in the previous session we have discussed about the theories of motivation. That too we have discussed about three different theories of motivation. Rather, we can consider them as a two. Theory X and Y is considered as a one theory, and theory Z is considered as a another theory. Moving on to that, we have, as we know that, we have a one more theory, which is the important theory that is called as Maslow's need hierarchy. This Maslow's need hierarchy based on human needs. The human needs are classified into different levels. These levels, assume that before getting into the theoretical aspect of the theory, assume that we have a candidate who is completed his degree. Now he is thinking of getting a job. What is the basic purpose of getting a job? His needs are different, and a person who has achieved a level almost a CEO or general manager in the organization. Don't you think the need of these two people are entirely different compared to the first person? That is first category, just a degree completed person. His needs, his expectations are different. But a person who is working as a CEO or general manager in a company, their expectations differs. These expectations are classified into different categories, and they are called as the hierarchy or levels by an Abraham Maslow's, and this theory is called as Maslow's need hierarchy theory. The components or essential components of this theory are, he says that adult motives are complex in nature. The psychological requirement, physiological requirement, and the other. He says that adult motives are complex in nature. Obviously, each one of us experience it, and our motives to do something different, and they are very complex. Then needs from a hierarchy. Once we achieve a one level, we think of moving on to the another level, because all the needs cannot be achieved at one shot or at one step. They are at a different hierarchical level. Then a satisfied need is not a motivator. Any need which is satisfied will not become a motivator. For example, you are very hungry now. You got a very good food and add full of your belly. Now your hungry becomes a motivator. At least maybe for another 5-6 hours you are satisfied with it. The same thing, satisfied need. For example, you are thinking of buying a car. Maybe you have planned that in the year 2024 you want to buy a car. For that you had a plan from 23 for almost 12 months, and the 5 or 6 months of the 24 put together. You have worked hard and you purchased a car, and now you are enjoying in a car. To move ahead, will buying a car become a motivator for you? Maybe one more high level end car might be the motivation. Maybe once you have a car, now you may think of going for a your own house. That is the next level requirement. So a satisfied need is not a motivator, is one of the essential component. Then higher level needs can be satisfied in many more ways than the lower level needs. For example, getting a job, that is the first job, may be very difficult, and you have only one process, that is through the interview and applying for the organization. But whereas when you move into higher levels, for example, you are reaching to a self-actualization level. That self-actualization level can be achieved through different ways. But whereas your food and the shelter may be only by with the difficulty, and the first and second level needs achievement is very difficult compared to the higher level needs. The basic level needs or lower level needs are difficult to achieve. Then always people seek for a growth. Yes, every one of us, every individual, this is also one of the important component, because why we work more and more, why we are dedicated to our work, because we are expecting growth from level to level, from one level to the another level, to move from one designation to the another designation, or from a one position to the another position. That is why we expect a growth in terms of monetarily or financially, the growth in terms of a position, the growth in terms of a societal satisfaction, or maybe a respect in the society, or maybe a love and care from the others. So one level to another level, we always seek a growth. Then Abraham Maslow, through his paper called as A Theory of Human Motivation, which is published in the year 1943. Through this paper, he has put forth a series of human needs that are positioned in a pyramid or a kind of hierarchy and have to be met accordingly. He identified the first level. If you put it in a pyramid, in the next slide, I'm going to show you how it is. These identified needs is classified into 5 different levels or a hierarchy. The first level needs in the hierarchy are at the bottom. They are called as physiological needs. Then the second level, they are called as safety needs. Once physiological needs are satisfied, then the human being tries to achieve or move to the higher level of the needs, that is second level of the needs. They are called as safety needs. And the third level, love and belonging needs. People around you should be loved, and also the belongingness, attachment, or sympathy amongst. Belongingness needs are the third level needs. Then the fourth level needs are esteem needs. That is, he or she must be identified by the society, and they feel happy when everyone is saying hello to you. In general, I am talking about esteem needs, your higher level needs. And the fifth level need is called as, at the fifth level in the hierarchy, is called as self-actualization needs. You might be seeing around the people, some of them says that, no, I have achieved everything in my life, now I need to be comfortable, safe, and enjoying my life. Once you reach to the peak of your levels, then it starts saturation level, or it's also called as a self-actualization needs. So throughout our lifespan, we identified human needs are classified into 5 different levels, starting from the physiological needs till the end, that is the self-actualization needs. Now let us look into how it is being organized and what is at the different level. Hierarchy of needs in the ascending order, which is explained through a pyramid. Look at the bottom, physiological, that is need for air, food, water, and the health. Physiologically, whatever is required to a human being, that becomes the basic need according to this hierarchy. Then the second level, safety needs. The need for safety, shelter, and the stability in the job also. Once you achieve, you get a good food, you are having a good health, the next level what you think is that safety. To have a safety, you need to have a house or maybe the good shelter and the stability in terms of your job where you are performing. Then the third level needs love or a belonging needs. They are belongingness of the inclusion. Then fourth category is self-esteem. The need for self-esteem, power, control, and the recognition by a society or maybe from the organization where you are working. That is the fourth level expectation in any employee. Then last at the peak is the in the pyramid is the need of a self-actualization, need for development, creativity, growth in the organization. Almost you are end of it, almost you feel comfortable in your life. That is the fifth level needs. This is how it is being arranged in the pyramid. This is called as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There are 5 levels of needs of a human being is classified according to him. There are 5 levels. So with this, let us hope you have understood what is Maslow's hierarchy and what are the 5 levels of needs by a Maslow's hierarchy. Then in detail, let us look into the first, physiological needs. Why these physiological needs and what are the elements of these physiological needs? More or less I have already introduced. That is what I was trying to convey in the beginning of discussion about this Maslow's hierarchy. Assume that you have just graduated and you are looking for a job. What are all your mindset to get a job? For what purpose you are expecting that to get a job? Yes, you may say that once I get a good job, I will have a good food and I'll buy a water and I will have a good air to breathe and also to some extent homeostasis. So what happens? These physiological needs are required by everyone, but they become a basic to, they motivate you to go for a job. Otherwise, if you are not going for a job after graduating, will you be able to get a good food or a water or maybe a breathing? Otherwise, everybody, if everyone is getting all these things, nobody would go for a work. That is why the fundamental physiological needs are most likely genuinely obvious. These incorporate the things that are crucial for our survival. A few instances of physiological needs include food, water, breathing, homeostasis. Notwithstanding the fundamental necessity of sustenance, air and temperature, the physiological needs likewise incorporate such things as safe houses and the garments. See, maybe before going for a job, you may be wearing a different kinds of a clothes, you may be consuming a different kind of a food. Once you got a good job, your dressing sense, your garments, what you buy, the place where you eat, everything is different compared to before getting a job. That is why physiological needs becomes a basic aspects of every human needs. That is why people go for a job or go for a work or start earning for the livelihood by looking at the physiological needs. Then the second level of needs, once you get a good dress or a garment and a good food, the next level of expectation or thinking of an human being start when we climb in the higher order or higher level. The prerequisites begin to turn more intricate. At this level, the requirements for security and well-being becomes a essential for. Once we met the basic needs, that is physiological needs, then we think about the security for my life and safety for my life. When we look at the security and safety needs, maybe first when you get a job, you may be thinking about food and the garments. When you look at the security, a portion of the fundamental security and well-being includes, we think of saving something, that is looking for a financial security. Then health and the health benefits, maybe we may go for a buying of a life insurance for the safety needs. Then safety against mishaps and the injuries. Maybe at the physiological level, you may be going to office by using a bicycle. Initially, when you get a job, now you feel uncomfortable with a bicycle, that I am not safe riding a bicycle on the road. You may go for a two-wheeler, more secure, more faster compared to the bicycle. So to put it in a nutshell, this level of needs, getting a job, acquiring a medical coverage and the healthcare services, contributing cash to an investment account, or maybe you start saving and moving into a more secure neighborhood. Maybe initially you are living in an area which is not very safe, because at the little lesser rented houses, but when you move on to the next level hierarchy, you may go more safer or better areas, because now you are capable of paying a rent what is expected, or maybe to some extent you may think of construction of your own houses to be more secure. In this case, till the second level, it is moving from an average place to the better place to safeguard yourself. So this security and well-being needs becomes the second level needs of an employee in the organization. The security and safety, when you achieve, the next level of the needs will be, that is third level of a needs according to the hierarchy or Maslow's hierarchy of the needs, is the social level. See, why you move on to the average place to the next place is, society start looking at you. You feel that I need to live in a society where I can be more accepted by the people. That comes the social needs. According to the Maslow's, the social needs are incorporate such as adoration, acknowledgement, appreciation by the society. At this level, the requirement for emotional connections, you try to connect yourself emotionally with the society. Then portion of things that fulfill these needs include friendship. You try to expand or extend your friendship to the next level or the next category. Then maybe to some extent the romantic connections, because you satisfied your safety level needs, then you may think of now marrying because of the societal connections, and you think about having a family because you met the security and the safety needs. You have saved some amount of money, your account balance is very good. Now you may think of going for a family. Then start attending more of the social gatherings once you are secure, then community gatherings, then churches or the religious associations, depending upon, maybe as an Hindu you may associate with the temples, or as a Christian you may associate with the churches. As a Muslim you may start going and associated with the mosques. It depends in the society where you are living and what kind of a religion you are following. But ultimately the third level needs, what according to Maslow's, is that you try to be one amongst the society, because your safety needs are met now. Now you are looking at the outside world, that is the society, that is the third level needs according to the Abraham Maslow's, they are social needs. I think hope you are with me and able to understand what I am trying to explain. So once you achieve the social needs, the next level is the esteem needs. These fourth level needs are the esteem needs to feel good about oneself and have a self-esteem. And now you start, yes, I am achieved so much in my life. I could able to buy good food, have a good house, and I am one of the prominent person in the society. So all these three are met. Now you start feeling the esteem. Yes, I have achieved better things in my life. No more your house requirement becomes a motivation for you, but your self-esteem. This include self-confidence, feeling good with oneself, and includes feeling valued by others. You start expect that my feeling should be valued by others. Whatever I say, others need to appreciate it, and they should give a value for whatever you are expecting. That is the esteem needs of an individual. This theory of motivation state that when people esteem needs are met, it boosts confidence. Person start getting the confidence. When the contributions are valued, whatever you are contributing, whether to the society, whether to your work or whether to your family, contributions are valued, it makes one feel good. Obviously you start feeling very happy. And when it is not valued, it makes one feel inferior. So this is like a double-edged sword. You are at the esteem level, esteem needs level. If it is not met by you, it may become a bit of a bad to you, or if it is achieved, then you feel good all the time because you have been valued, you have been respected by a society, you have been respected by your own family. These are all the esteem needs of an individual according to the Abraham Maslow's. The fifth level and the last level need hierarchy is a self-actualization. This self-actualization, feeling fulfilled. It means you feel fulfilled. Yes, in my life I have achieved everything and making a difference on a broader level. You start feeling, yes, both of us, you and me, have started with a career, but you are still muddling around or struggling to achieve the level what I have achieved. Then you start feeling fulfilled of your life, and you feel that life is a meaning for you. It was a meaningful to you, and at the broader level, this difference will give you a more confidence. It defines an individual goals and motives, and its impact on many people or the society. People start looking at you, start quoting you as an example, how you have achieved something in your life. Then this level, self-actualization, is different for everyone as it believes in a cause. See, the self-actualization for one may be becoming a CEO of a company. Self-actualization for someone else may be becoming a good teacher for the students. Once your students start coming to you and saying that, sir, you are great, you have done so many things, your teachings are good, your communication, then that may feel, a teacher may feel that he is self-actualized. But for someone, self-actualization could be a money, for someone self-actualization could be, but the goal, what they have set, if they could able to achieve it, then it becomes a self-actualization. When once all the hierarchy is fulfilled, the whole process of self-actualization comes into life of any human being. So these are the 5 different levels of a Abraham Maslow's hierarchy. Hope you all could able to understand Maslow's Abraham hierarchy of needs. Even you can consider or compare this with individual life as an employee or as a individual in the society, what we expect at different levels. So with this we come to an end of our discussion with related to the theories of motivation. More or less we come to an end of discussion with related to the motivation. We started with understanding the meaning of motivation, then we have moved on to types of motivation, then we have discussed about the importance of motivation, then we have discussed about the theory X, theory Y, theory Z and Maslow's hierarchy of needs motivational theory. So with this let us wind up for the discussion with related to the motivation. When we come back in the next session, we will discuss about the leadership and the communication. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you once again. Wish you all the best.